Hello, everybody. My name is Wayne, and I'm here to talk a little bit about financial investing on the Robinhood app, which I got into around last Thanksgiving, so it's been under a year. Some family members had shown me the app, and I was excited to get into it. Spent a lot of time feeling my way around it, and now that I'm having a little bit of success, I thought I would just kind of document what's going on, and maybe I'll bring a few videos every quarter, just to show how things are going. So, anyways, I'll just get into it and show you what's going on. So, Robinhood does have this page here where you can quickly see what's going on. Today was a good day. It's in the green. Rather good day. When you spend a lot of time looking at your stocks, this is pretty much the base of what you need to know. Just look at what happened during the day, and so you can either catch up quick or summarize real quick what happened. So it's very good to see this. This top one here, GECC, is my financial company. I kind of modeled my portfolio after how I would run a business, like if I was starting up a business. And just looking at all the aspects of the kind of company that I want to have. A lot of people just invest in random things, and that's pretty much the norm. Just pick the stocks that you like. So I don't know. I thought, well, any good company is going to need funding, and to basically come up with capital for different reasons. Obviously, money makes the whole thing work, right? So this is GECC's the capital. I'm building a pipeline. So I have KMI, and KMI is one of the larger pipeline companies. A lot of natural gas, but it's oil too. A lot of electric cars and changes caused the prices for these to be very reasonable. And I'm looking for something solid in the next 10, 20 years, and I don't think oil will disappear before then. Starbucks is a very good company. It's a little bit off, but I felt that Starbucks at first was actually my best stock. I didn't know what to buy at first, and it was one of the first stocks I bought. So I felt like Starbucks is kind of a trendy thing to do. My telecom is AT&T, very popular stock, and every business needs to have telecom in it for their phones and internet, and there's other applications too that AT&T is involved with for entertainment. Discover Financial Services is another financial company that I have that is pretty well known. Everybody's heard of Discovery. They have brought in their aspects. It's an expensive stock. It's one of my most expensive stocks for sure. $78 is the biggest one on there. Pump goes back to my oil service company that I'm building. They do the services at the sites where they're, after the wells have begun, they're drilling and the fracking and a lot of that awesome oil producing stuff. So GEC is the company that does the funding. It's like the management sector. I bought a lot of the GECC, so I kind of felt a little bit obligated to buy some of the management stocks as well, although it doesn't pay any dividend and it hasn't actually been doing too hot. It stands still a lot. It's a very small company. There's larger financial companies to get funding from, but I liked it because it's a bit new, and since I'm a new investor, I felt comfortable going with a newer company. Maybe that's not quite as popular as the other ones, but I figured we could grow together, and I was very impressed with their their spreadsheets, how they present their data, and their investor relations. They responded to my email right away, so I was happy with everything I saw. So, I decided to keep some of them in the portfolio. This is another small financial company, mostly it's a real estate investment trust. They took over another stock that I had been following, and since they're new, I decided to go with it. This Chesapeake is a exploration company for oil and oil services. They do some drilling. I actually got this stock free when I recommended a buddy at work, and so I picked up a few. These other stocks here, EPD is another pipeline company. I don't actually own that stock yet, but I'm watching it, and it shows it on the widget here. And COP is another exploration company for oil. So basically, what I like to think my company's doing is looking for oil and transporting it, and doing all the oil services. I haven't purchased a retailer yet, like Exxon, or Chevron or Shell or anything. But maybe I will get into the distribution part of it later, as my company expands its operations. So yeah, I like the widget. It's pretty cool because all the details you can see here. Got another widget for my credit union, and sorry, just playing on the phone here. Okay, so let's get into it. I will go into my Robinhood account first, and that way you can have a look. First, I will go to companies. Okay, so here is Great Elm Capital. They have been doing pretty well since March. It's been on a very good climb upward, which is exactly what I was hoping for. So, as I said, I started in November, and I bought a couple shares and really started getting into it in March. And as you see, it's been climbing very well. So you can see this is my largest holding. I should have it about half of my portfolio diversity. And now that it's starting to take off, it's looking pretty good. So the dividend yield is very high, and they say not to invest in stocks that have like these really high dividend yields, because how secure it is. But yeah, pretty much I pretty much chose this company to fund my business, so I have a very large holding in it. We will take a look at the history, a little bit of the history of me buying the shares and collecting dividends. Let's look at dividends. That's the most exciting thing right now. You can see I started picking up my first dividends in February, and it pays out monthly. So February, March, I was just making sure that it was a monthly payout and just seeing how the payment comes in. After that, I started building up my positions to $7, 11, 16, 21, and 22. And I have one more pending. For this month, it'll be $23. So I'll get $23 a month to help build my portfolio. So it's pretty awesome. Kinder Morgan is my pipeline. See, got 50 shares. I've been building that up nicely. I've been in this for. It took me a while to pull the trigger on which pipeline to build. I was going with another company, but they ended up going private, so I just went with the larger one because they are rebuilding their reputation as a dividend company. So you can see Robinhood got a lot of exciting things going. They're really making some improvements, like with the portfolio diversity. That's a new feature, and now they have the advanced charts, which is really awesome because I was having to go look at other places to get a feel for how the stock is behaving. And they keep it nice and simple so young investors aren't intimidated. So this one's actually been doing. This is really when the stock really helped me turn my portfolio around when it was struggling in the early days. Starbucks has had a dip recently, which really hurt my total return. But I have faith that they're going to be coming back, and I'm not real gung ho on Starbucks, but it makes me kind of excited every time I see a Starbucks now because I feel like, hey, there's my store, and there are a lot of Starbucks around, so it's a good feeling. To show you a little bit about the company and their earnings, which is rather decent. Okay, next to ATT. My goal was to have 12 shares since I am a customer of AT&T. I figured, as long as I buy one share a month, that was kind of like the agreement that I made with how I wanted to buy their stocks. So I'm ahead of the curve. If I don't buy any more shares this year, I got 16, so I got my 12 share goal. I might try to get to 24, so I've got 2 shares a month this year. But it's a good deal for what I'm trying to do right now. Discover as at first their performance was very steady this year, and there's been a few dips here where you can get in and buy more shares. So this one's actually very friendly to an investor, but it's just hard to buy many shares at a time at that price range. So I did have 7 shares, but I sold a couple to fund another venture that I wanted to get into, which was this Petro holding. And I really like this stock because it's a new company and they have the type of services that complement my pipeline. So I'll be trying to increase my position here, but it's sort of a utility for me to be able to get in and get out of this, to try to make a little bit of growth income because there's no dividend on this one yet. And I'll get into my dividend strategy in a bit here. Here's the great elm. It's been lagging. I'm down 25 bucks there. But not at $180 equity. I'm not trying to overload on this one yet. It's not a big company, so I don't expect a big turnaround for the floodgates to open on that or anything. Here's the hunt companies, and I've been in this one for about a month. It's up. It's been stable, so I'm happy with that. I wasn't expecting this to stay in the positive for me, but it has. So we'll see how this one goes. I might, every time I get a dividend, I'll probably buy a few more shares. And here's the Chesapeake Energy. I got this free. My first one free, and then I bought a few extra ones just to bolster it. And this one is a very good value stock right now because it fit. I was lucky to get something that fits my company model for how I wanted to build my portfolio. And yeah, I'll probably get a few more of these. I'm not sure if there's more input that you guys have. I would like to get your comments. I will pay attention to comments. But let's take a look at my performance so far. So here I started investing around Thanksgiving, and I was on a downward slope for a little bit. There was right here's there was a correction, and my stock started devaluing. I didn't have a lot of money invested, so it wasn't a big hit. But as I started figuring out a strategy of adding shares at the right times, I started. You can see here in May, after about 5 months, my strategy started paying off from what I was doing in this area. And this large dip here was my original pipeline company was Boardwalk Pipeline Partners, and they ended up going private. And because I didn't sell the stock right away, I waited for them to buy the stock. When they took it private, it made this rather large dip here. But all in all, I came up on top of that on a positive, but it wasn't by very much. And here my performance just really has been spectacular. So actually, I think when I took this dip here, I really took a look made an adjustment on my strategy, and the performance I did in here really set the motion for the growth I got. So I'm pretty happy about that. I got here's my watch list. I had been in Zynga and El Pollo Loco before. I wish I would have stayed in El Pollo Loco because the faith that I originally had in them proved to be good, and their new CEO is working out nicely. The guy that came over from Starbucks. in Costa Bernard. So here's my first video. I will get into some other things next, like other apps I use. I like this dividend tracker, and this shows my positions, gives me nice details. Let me show you my cash flow though. This shows when I get paid a dividend, and this graph here will show you my monthly dividend income. So I'm making about $25 a month right now. So as you can see, I was trying to double my dividend income each month. So I went from 0.7, 1.4, 3.4, and 6. Those are all doubling. And then 14. And once I got to 14, I couldn't hit the 28 mark right away. So it was yeah, I had the right idea on how to increase my dividend growth, but after a while your resources gets taken into account. So now I'm just hoping to well, I'm not real clear on like my goals for maintaining the dividend growth. I'm pretty happy where I'm at now, and I kind of want to sit back a little bit to watch how the market is going to flow at the end of this year. So I don't know. It's I was just, you can see the first 6 months I was really excited to double my dividend income each month. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, my trades. This program here is it doesn't show the name. It's a dividend. It's a dividend tracker. So yeah, that's pretty. I got some other stuff here. This is my finance folder. I read a lot of articles on Seeking Alpha, and really the other main one I use. This is the dividend tracker here. This one gives you a lot of good articles that I like, but also most importantly it shows the dividend history of the company, which is actually not easy to find. You think the dividend history would be pretty easy to track. So yeah, it's very valuable to have this information, and it helps me a lot. You can see that the dividend has been one of the increases. Okay, so that's it for now. Hope you enjoyed this, and stay tuned. I will bring more later. Thank you.